Lagos-based side MFM FC failed to capitalise on their home ground and support as they lost 0-1 to Malian club Djoliba in the first leg of their CAF Confederation Cup playoff round fixture at the Agege Stadium earlier this evening. Mohamed Cisse scored the winning goal for the visitors 10 minutes from time. MFM FC now have a mountain to climb when they travel to Bamako for the return leg in a fortnight, as the Lagos-based team will need 2 unreplied goals for a chance to advance to the group phase of the competition.
In football, anything is possible. 90% of fans in football don't believe Man U is going to win yesterday, but they won. They beat Man City, so anything can happen. But MFM have slim chance to qualify to group stage. Both defense, midfield, and attack. All the position, they did not do well. 80% of our positions, they did not do well.
In the English Premier League, Javier Hernandez's second-half strike cancelled out Cesar Azpilicueta's opener as West Ham secured a valuable point with a 1-1 draw against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea dominated the opening 45 minutes and were deservedly ahead when Azpilicueta's tapped home from close range in the 36th minute. The draw sees David Moyes' side move 6 points clear to the relegation zone, while Chelsea are 10 points behind Tottenham in the race for fourth with 6 games remaining. Earlier, Danny Welbeck's brace handed Arsenal a 3-2 win against Southampton, who saw the relegation fears increase at Emirates Stadium. Ferrari's Sebastian Vettel has claimed his second successive win at the start of 2018 after holding off Mercedes' Valtteri Bottas for victory in an epic Bahrain Grand Prix. Vettel won after running an extended second stint on soft tyres ahead of the one-stopping medium-shod Mercedes cars of Bottas and Lewis Hamilton. Bottas caught the Vettel in the closing stages but could not find a way past the Ferrari as the 4-time world champion eked out his ailing tyres. Kimi Raikkonen retired from third place after a botched pit spot. This is in which a Ferrari mechanic was injured, requiring hospital treatment. And to tennis, where David Ferrari toppled Philipp Kohlschreiber in a thrilling 5-hour marathon as Spain roared back from 2-1 down in their Davis Cup tie against Germany to reach the semi-finals. After world number 1 Rafael Nadal put Alexander Zverev firmly in his place with a 6-1, 6-4, 6-4 humbling, Ferrari edged Kohlschreiber 7-6, 3-6, 7-6, 4-6, 7-5 in the final rubber in Valencia to wrap up a 3-2 victory. Spain will meet France in the semis after the holders reach the last 4 for a 3rd year in a row. And U.S. President Donald Trump has condemned the chemical attack on civilians in the Syrian town of Douma, lashing out at the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad and his Russian allies. The attack comes after Russian talks with members of the rebel group Jaish al-Islam, which broke down last week. Douma is the last rebel bastion in the eastern Ghouta region outside the Syrian capital, following a government offensive and other evacuation deals brokered by Russia. And former Brazilian President Lula da Silva has started a 12-year prison sentence for corruption after turning himself in to authorities. Well, after a 2-day standoff with police, the former Brazilian president had to force his way through crowds of his supporters to hand himself in. The ex-president, who insists that the only crime he committed was to fight to reduce poverty, had vowed to surrender himself to prove that he is innocent, but his critics believe justice has been served. And German police have detained 4 men, one of whom is suspected of planning knife attacks at the Berlin, that is the capital, half marathon today. Reports say the 4 suspects were linked to Anis Amri, a Tunisian man with Islamist militant ties who killed 12 people in an attack in Berlin in December 2016. The main suspect is said to be known to Amri and had planned to stab to death spectators and runners at the half marathon. The suspect had in his possession 2 knives which had been especially sharpened for this purpose. And the main news again. The police has arrested another suspect in connection with Thursday's deadly bank robbery in Offa, Kwara State, bringing the number of suspects arrested so far to 8. This is coming just as the Inspector General of Police ordered the deployment of mobile force units to Kwara and Taraba states to beef up security. 1 person has died from a suspected explosion at a non-residential building in Ile-Ife, Osun State. President Muhammadu Buhari will tomorrow leave for the United Kingdom, where he is billed to meet with British Prime Minister Theresa May ahead of the Commonwealth Heads of Governments meeting. And US President Donald Trump has blamed the chemical attack which killed dozens of Syrians on Presidents Vladimir Putin and Bashar al-Assad. President Trump describes the attack as mindless. And that's news at 10 tonight. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker. Do have a good night.